Hello, pre-calculus students. This is Miss Becky here with more video game music, some music that I actually know from back in the day. See if you guys can guess that later on. What we're going to be going over today is not anything with IXL. These are just notes for a worksheet that I have for you guys to do this week. And we are going to be converting from degrees, minutes, and seconds, which is used with this notation here. It's also looks like this, DMS, degree, minutes, and seconds. We're going to be converting that to decimal degrees. So the first thing you want to know is that we're not going to bother messing with the degree part, the first number there. The only thing that we have to convert is the minutes and the seconds. So now this one doesn't have any seconds, so we're just going to convert the minutes. And the way I like to do it is using these unit multipliers, which is what these are. They're pretty much fractions that equal 1, because 1 minute equals 60 seconds. So that's the same thing as 1. Same thing here. 1 degree is the same thing as 60 minutes, which equals 1. We can multiply anything by 1 and not actually change its value. So I'm going to be converting this one, and I'm going to write the minutes out like this because it's probably just a little bit easier to see. And we're going to be going out of minutes. We want to convert out of minutes, and we're going to be converting it into decimal degrees. So I'm going to use this ratio. So we're going out of minutes, we're going into just regular degrees. Now, I fill out what I know. I know that 60 minutes makes 1 degree, right? So the reason that these are kind of easy to do, because in essence, the minutes cancel out the minutes, and you're going to treat these like fractions. And in doing it like this, it helps you that you don't have to really think about, do I have to divide by 60, multiply 60? As long as you put the unit multiplier with the unit that you're wanting to convert out of, which in this case is minutes, and we're wanting to go into degrees, once you get that set up like that, then you can just fill in the information that you know, such as 60 minutes is equal to 1 degree. The minutes cancel out the minutes, leaving you with the degree. So we're going to be going into 2 degrees. What that leaves you is 20 over 60 degrees. You can then just reduce this, and that reduces down into 0.3 degrees. Now, what we're going to do is then stick that along with the degrees that we have right there. So we have 43.3 degrees. And that's what it looks like in decimal form. Okay, let's do another one. Now this one, it has degrees, which we're going to leave alone, but it has minutes. It also has seconds. So the first thing I'm going to deal with are those seconds. I want to get rid of the seconds. So I'm going to write 30 seconds. I'm going to use the words just because it's a little easier to cancel out. And I'm going out of seconds. And I'm going to be taking these seconds and converting them into minutes and putting them with that one. So I'm going from seconds into minutes. So we're kind of working backwards. So now we're going to fill in what we know. 60 seconds makes 1 minute, right? At least it did before Common Core took over, but that's a different story. Now what we have is we have a fraction. We can cancel the seconds out. And what that leaves us is, in the numerator, we have 30. We're multiplying just like fractions because that's what they are, ratios, fractions. In the numerator, we have 30 minutes. In the denominator, we just have 60. We then reduce this, which is the same thing as 0.5 minutes. Now we're going to take that 5 minutes, 0.5 minutes, and stick it with the 25 minutes that we have going on there. So we have 25 minutes. Ooh, I forgot my part I was supposed to add in. 25.5 minutes. Because we have to take these seconds that we switched into minutes and stick it with these right there. All right. So we are going out of minutes and we're going into degrees. So out of minutes, we're going into degrees. I know that 60 minutes makes 1 degree. And let me get rid of this. Because I'm going to make some room. Oops. It stunk. Okay. Let's do blue. Let's do blue. So the minutes cancel the minutes. What we're left with now is 25.5 degrees divided by 60. Oh, boy. It looks like a heart. And if you were to put that into your calculator, then what you would get is that equals 0.425 degrees. So what we would do is to stick these degrees along with the degrees that we have there, which is going to be 125. Oh my. 0.425 degrees. So we have taken it out of this degree, minute, seconds, and put it into just plain old decimal degrees like that. So hang on. All right, I'd like you guys to go ahead and try these 2 problems. Pause the video, and see if you can do those next 2 problems. All righty. Hopefully you guys got this, the same thing that I did. If you didn't, you think you're right, always challenge me on that. I could have made a mistake. I'm multitasking here with technology, dogs, people texting, and the coronavirus, although I don't have it. Anywho's, so first thing I did here was I changed 17 seconds into minutes using this here conversion. And that gave me 0.28 minutes, which I then stuck together with the 52 minutes. And then I changed that 52.28 minutes into degrees, which gave me 0.87 degrees. And then you take that decimal degree, stick it with your whole number degree, and voila, we get 61.87 degrees. And oh, shnikes. Now the same deal here with this one. I didn't write the final answer, did I? I did not. So the final answer on this one, same thing. I converted the minutes, stuck those to the seconds, stuck those with the minutes, and then converted the minutes into decimal degrees. And I have to stick it together with the degree units that we have right there. But they are negative degrees. So we had negative 28, and then we put this decimal in with it. 0.95 degrees. So there you go. We have converted those. And now we will do it the other way around. Alrighty. We're going to now convert from degrees, minutes, seconds, aka known as DMS, into we're converting to degrees, minutes, seconds. Right. So we're going out of degrees and we're going into that other form that we just converted out of. Again, we're only going to mess with the decimal part of it. We're going to leave the whole numbers alone. We are going to start with 0.35, and this is in degree form. So you write what you're going from. We're going from regular degrees. We are converting into minutes. Minutes. Right. So we're going out of degrees. I know that 60 minutes makes 1 degree. We will cancel out the degrees, do the math in your little calculator there, and you get 21 minutes. So that there aren't any seconds left over. So we stick that together with our whole units of 42. So we have 42 degrees and we have 21 minutes. And some places where you're doing these type of problems, they want you to write that you have 0 seconds, just like that. Okay, so the next one, we're going to leave the whole units alone. We're just going to convert the decimal. I have 0.125. I'm going out of degrees. And I'm going into minutes. Out of degrees. Fill in what you know. I know that 60 minutes makes 1 degree. Degrees cancel degrees. You do your math there. And what you end up with, 7.5 minutes. Alrighty. Well, what we see with this one is that there's a decimal again. So now we're going to take that 0.5 minutes and we are going to go out of minutes and we're going into seconds. Fill in what you know. I know that 60 seconds makes 1 minute. I also know that minutes cancel minutes. Do the math in your calculator or in your head, because 0.5 is the same thing as a half. A half of 60 is 30 seconds. All right, so then the final answer for this one is going to be 142 degrees. Let's see, how many minutes did we get? We had 7 minutes. 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Right. It's kind of all jumbled up here. Sorry about that. That's our final answer right there. Boom. Alrighty. I want you guys to go ahead and try these on your own, and then we will see if you get the same thing that I do. All right, so hopefully you guys got the same thing that I did, or hopefully I got the same thing that you did. Then what we did is we only converted the 0.4 degrees. We turned it into minutes, and that converted into 24 minutes. There were no seconds, so we write it with the correct notation here. And it was a negative 60 degrees. And this is degrees, minutes, seconds. On this next one, we converted the 0.68 degrees into minutes, and that gave me 40.8 minutes. So I only took the 0.8 minutes and then converted that into seconds, which gave me 48 seconds, which then is written, we kept our whole units, which was 218 degrees, 40 minutes, and 8 seconds. And so I find, all of this kind of interesting. And if we put it with the picture of the globe, then as you guys know that we've got our globe, or the sphere, is divided up into lines of longitude, which has the word long in it. So they go this way, and the lines of latitude, which are up and down, or vertical, I guess is the correct word. But, didn't mean to do that. So each one of these degrees, the globe is split up into degrees, which I know you guys know that, but each degree is then split up into minutes and also seconds, unless you're going to do it with decimals, which is what we were working with. Then here we see that we've got the prime meridian and then the equator. That here's just some extra information for you. Of course, I'm going to bring in the Latin to it. So it's just Latin is meaning midday, and then Wikipedia here says that the subsolar point passes through a given meridian at solar noon. And I'm not going to pretend to be all smart and know what that is, but you guys do with it what you will. And so that's all I've got to say about that, dealing with the degrees and the minutes and seconds and all that stuff. And here's some more video game music. If you have any questions about the science, always ask Miss Leah. Do y'all know what this video music is? We'll see. Till next time. Bye, y'all.